Yo, what's going on, Ringside Mayhem family? It's your one and only Professor LL here, aka Mr. Analytics. And tonight it's gonna be a one-man show, but there's nothing wrong with that. There's always good things when, regardless of who's on the mic or not. And, I'm here to talk to you about AEW Dynamite, man. This is their go-home show, right before Double or Nothing this Sunday. And I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully everybody's had a good Wednesday. It is middle of the week, aka hump day. And like I said, I'm just here to bring you the real. And so let's go ahead and jump right into it, fam. So Dynamite opens up. We get the steel cage match between Wardlow and Shawn Spears with MJF as a special guest referee. Man, this match was great. I loved it personally myself. You already knew MJF was special guest referee with Spears in the ring inside the steel cage. You already knew there's gonna be some shenanigans from both of them. But Wardlow's he's really selling their storyline, and man, he's really making you believe that there's nothing that MJF can do, that he's gonna get this match. And that's literally what happened. I mean, because MJF tried it, that he tried a double team. It was working for a minute, but Wardlow shrugged it off. He waited, he took it, and then he came back on his own. But here's the crazy part. Spears, he tried it with that steel chair, because he is called the chairman. And instead of hitting Wardlow, he ends up hitting MJF, and that takes him out. Wardlow pretty much hits him with, I want to say, at least good 4 or 5 power bomb symphonies. Takes him out, completely out. We got a new referee in. Ref counts 1, 2, 3. Match is over. Wardlow gets the victory. All that means is, come Sunday, we finally get the match we've all been waiting for. Wardlow versus MJF, one-on-one. I can't wait. Cannot wait. It's going to be amazing. I'm actually really looking forward. This is one of the matches I'm actually really looking forward to. So, as you can see, Dynamite starts out hot. You get this great opening match, steel cut match, but like I'm saying, between Wardlow and Spears. And then, it continues to get hot because from there, we go to this face-to-face between Hangman and Punk. And, man, you want to talk about passion. Hangman was speaking from the heart. He's saying pretty much that the respect's out the window. I easily could have done what you did, sparking the pipe bomb. But no, I'm not going to do that because that's what you would do. Instead, he's like, I've come to realization that I got to defend my home, my turf, which is AEW. And I got to defend it from you. I thought that was great. What's going on, Eddie? He's saying, what's up by myself tonight? Yes, sir, it is. I'm going solo tonight, but it's all good. Appreciate having you on. Not sure if you caught Dynamite tonight, man, but, what was your thoughts on this face-to-face between Punk and Hangman, man? I mean, I'd love to hear it. Bring in the comments, man. Eddie, you said Hangman said fuck CM Punk for real. Facts, he really did. But he said it. I think he said it in the politest way he possibly could by saying that. Long story short, I gotta defend AEW from you. And I thought that was smart because for me, it sold me. I finally got a promo from Hangman that said, "All right, I can get behind this." Because he's saying, "Look, man, you don't deserve this belt. You don't know what it's like to be a champion anymore. Your time has sailed. It's my time now. This is my show. I'm the face of AEW, and there ain't nothing you're gonna do about it. I'm just gonna kick your ass. That's simple." And I thought that was great. So, Punk listens to that, and he pretty much saying, I don't know why, you don't like me, why you don't respect me, why you're so angry. At the end of the day, this is just business for me. I told you, I respect you. I appreciate what you do, but, you and your feelings, I'm not. You got to deal with it. Eddie, I agree. Hangman definitely has been holding this in, and I mean, we've been saying it time and time again, when it comes to Hangman, it just takes that special person to really bring out the best out of him. And it looks like Punk is that one. I hope he wins on Sunday, but again, there's always that shock factor because we got Double or Nothing here. And I wonder if they're gonna make that pull and say Punk's gonna be the new champ. I'm really intrigued to see where they're gonna go with this match, but I hope it shows good storytelling, which it should because Punk is really good in the ring. Like he really knows how to bring the best out of his opponent, and I think this should be a flawless match. Eddie saying CM Punk is a real life troll. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he does love to troll, but I think this depends on what the situation is at hand. But I can't knock your opinion for that, Eddie. I respect it. Respect it. So moving right along after this face to face between these two, because I mean they really sold. This is like what you want out of a go home show. You want to really buy into these matches and just the competitors that are a part of it. So we go from that to we get our second match of the night, Private Party of Andrade Family Office versus Mox and Kingston with Jazz on commentary. But here's the kicker, man. Before we even get to this match, they cut backstage. We get Jericho Appreciation Society. Jericho pretty much saying that he's the wizard, that pretty much anybody that steps to him is gonna get that fireball because that's what he does. I was like, bro, I'm getting tired of this. I really am. Like it's not believable anymore. I think it's cheap. It's cheap. And from there, they come out to ringside. We hear Judas. The music gets going. Crowd starts singing it. But then Jericho says, "Nah, we ain't about this. Nobody's singing this music. Y'all don't deserve it, especially in Vegas." And then they hop on commentary. So from there, we get to this match. And, Mox and Kingston do what they do. They pick up the victory against Private Party. Marquand had a good spot. Isaiah had a good spot. But in the end, Mox and Kingston, that chemistry just showed in and showed out. It was pretty decent, I gotta say. They pick up the win, but then after the match, we get Jazz coming down for the predictable jumping of Kingston and Mox, which leads to Santana and Ortiz and Daniel Bryan coming out, and then we get a brawl, which is pretty much I think it's going to be a preview of the Anarchy Stadium match we're going to get on Double or Nothing. I'm still trying to figure out why they're calling it that, but it seems like it's just going to be an anything goes type, falls count anywhere, no DQ, no count out. It pure chaos. So I'm hoping this delivers. I hope it's not filmed either. That we just get it live, because from most of these past matches that are like this, they have been pre-taped for the most part, or just taped all the way through and then shown to the live crowd there. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm intrigued. So we get this beatdown, like I said, Brian hobbling. That's the part I really do want to pay attention to, because, Brian's either actually knee is injured or he's just selling this injury. But either way, Jericho targeted his knee, and it's showing. Makes me question how strong Brian will be come Sunday, but that's why we got to tune in. Again, great job, AEW. Great job. So from there, we get the Ring of Honor tag title match. We got FTR versus Roppongi Vice. This was a banger, y'all. This is, I think, like either the third or fourth time they face each other. And it's great. The natural chemistry these two tag teams have with each other is great to see. And this was really turned into a really good match. I thought both sides was really, honing in, and the storytelling was great. You couldn't, at a certain point, you're like, oh, maybe Roppongi's gonna get the win. FTR comes back, but as we're getting this back and forth between these two tag teams, we get a DQ because United Empire from New Japan Wrestling, also known as Jeff Cobb and Great Khan, they come out and literally destroy FTR and Roppongi Vice. And when it's all said and done, they hold them the Ring of Honor titles. I thought this was smart because, again, we're seeing more New Japan stars entering in with AEW wrestlers, and the story's there. I mean, they're like, hey, look, don't forget about us. You guys have been talking about FTR and Roppongi Vice, but what about us? And I love it because again, this is showing the bridge between two companies, and it's building up to the Forbidden Door pay-per-view that's going to be coming up real soon. And I think this is smart because the more people you can get to talk about this, the better. Yes, Eddie. Facts. That's literally. I agree wholeheartedly. They are setting up Forbidden Door, and it's smart in my opinion because why not continue bringing in stars from New Japan Pro Wrestling? I mean, but what I want to see is as much as New Japan's coming into AEW, I think AEW should go over there to New Japan, like make it equal. If you really want to sell it, you know, both companies should be getting some interactions. Eddie, you saying half of AEW's roster has New Japan connections? Yes, they do. The names go through and through. So many people got connections, man. From Serena to Sheeta to Kenny, Young Bucks. The list goes on, man. I mean, and it's smart. I like it. This is actually, if they ever do decide to like legitimately merge, I think it'd be really good TV. And so, like I said, United Empire to get that interference going. And, I mean, like I said, the match ends in a DQ, so we don't get a clear winner. I'm curious to see what's going to happen if we want to get like a triple threat tag match, or maybe United Empire will face Roppongi Vice for number one contendership. And then whoever wins that goes against FTR down the line. Either way, it's good TV. And again, I'm loving the writing. So from that match and, with that distraction, we go backstage and we hear from the Hardys. They pump up their match against the Young Bucks for this Sunday. And literally, long story short, they're saying, hey, we are very similar between you and us. But the biggest difference is that we're the originals. You guys are the cosplayers. I was like, wow. Basically, they're saying you guys are the imitators. And not only that, they said at the end of the day, once you do get in the ring with us, you're gonna realize that you'll never be able to beat us, because they know that the Young Bucks really love them wholeheartedly, and they're trying to mimic the whole career like the Hardys. It was a smooth promo. I mean, there are some parts I was just like, weren't necessarily needed. But again, Hardys are trying to play the mental game. They're really trying to psych the Bucks out by playing words, because they're saying pretty much when comes Sunday, we're going to delete y'all. I don't know. I mean, to me, I think the Bucks actually get the win. But again, that's how I'm feeling right now. But when we do go over this card on Friday, when we do give our predictions, you're gonna hear some more about my thoughts on that. So Eddie, your question is: you think that New Japan will merge with AEW? Yeah, I do. I think down the line, I think it'd be a good business sense for AEW. It's needed. I mean, if you look at how big wrestling is in Japan, specifically New Japan as a whole, and then having them merge with the up and coming AEW, it'd be a smart merger, because they've always since the inception of AEW, there's always been that feel of Japanese, and that's due to Kenny. I mean, we said it in the previous episode. Kenny Omega loves Japan. He loves Japanese wrestling. He loves women's wrestling. He's going to do everything in his power to keep that alive. And next best thing to me would be a merger. Now, I just don't know if Tony Khan be willing to merge. I mean, as you can see, we got this pay-per-view coming up, but the next thing after that would be a merger of AEW and New Japan. I think it'd be a smart business idea. If I was Tony, I would do it. That would really get him over the hump and then some. And then that's where, if I was the E, I would be extremely worried, if not already. But that's my logic behind that. So after we hear from the Hardys, we get the triple threat match: Ricky Starks versus Swerve versus Jungle Boy. It's pretty much a preview into the triple threat tag title match for the AEW World Titles. And this was a great match, you guys. I mean, I loved it. And I gotta pat myself on the back, because I called this winner out immediately when I heard of this match. When it's all said and done, right when Jungle Boy thought he had it, Swerve. Whose house? Swerve's house. And he showed out. He got the W, like I predicted he would. After the match, they're trying to sell this match even more. We get Powerhouse Hobbs comes in, then Luchasaurus, then the Limitless One, Keith Lee. And guess who's left standing? Swerve and Keith Lee. Now, that's who I've predicted to win the tag titles. but we shall see. I mean, we do got Rampage coming up on Friday, so I wonder if we're gonna get the big man match between Luchasaurus, Hobbs, and Keith Lee. I would love to see it. I think it'd be a smart addition to Rampage. Just gonna have to tune in and find out. So Eddie, you saying, do I think if Tony says no to anything? I mean, there has to be some things he says no to because he can't say yes to everything. I think if he did, AEW would be completely different than what we know it is now. Again, I just don't know I don't know how strong he feels with his business acumen, but we'll find out. Because like I said, like if he really wants to make a splash, it would be Ring of Honor. I mean, not Ring of Honor, but New Japan and AEW merging. That's a definite. So, like I said, entertaining match. Then we go to what I consider a Schnorfest, which is Dan Lambert. He's backstage with Men of the Year in Ethan Page and reigning TNT champ Scorpio Sky. Basically, he's like, y'all thought that y'all destroying the belt would have made us upset. Like, do you not know who American Top Team is? And he pretty much tells Scorpio Sky, is like, look, I know a belt maker. I got you. And just for that, on Friday night, I'm going to present you with your new custom title. So I'm intrigued. I don't know if y'all are, because I really want to see if they're going to upgrade this title, if it's going to be exactly the same, like what touches Lambert's going to put on it. Because, I mean, this TNT title has changed so much in the 3 years of AEW being in business. So, I don't know. This one, I'm kind of like, it's a mad moment for me. So we go from backstage, we go to the top of the ramp. We get Tony Schiavone with Thunder Rosa. She cuts her promo to hype her match against Serena Deeb. She has all the confidence in the world. And, she even went as far as saying La Mera is coming for you. And then after I beat you, I'm going to haunt you in your dreams forever. I like it. I mean, it was short and to the sweet. I mean, short and to the point. But, there's some points where it was just like you could have shortened it just a little bit to prove your point. But, it's Thunder Rosa. She's building her promo and her mic skills. It'll get there. It was short and simple to the point. I thought she captivated the audience enough because they were behind her. They were feeling her. And, if she cut her promo and the crowd's reacting to it, whether it's good or bad, you're doing your job. And she definitely did her job. And I do think she will retain. Because I don't see Serena winning whatsoever. I think Thunder Rosa is going to continue to just build her title run. I don't see her dropping it for a cool minute. So, again, we get that promo, and then we hit backstage again. We go to Red Velvet. She's on the mic being interviewed, saying, she is upset that she didn't make it through to the finals because, she lost to Chris Statlander. But, Ruby comes out in the middle of her promo. Red Velvet actually has a book. I was like, here, Ruby, here's some pointers on how to beat Statlander. Look at her knee, look at her shoulder. And then she walks off. So I was like, okay. I wonder if if this is a segue to a new feud between Ruby Soho and just the baddie section, specifically Red Velvet. But Ruby, pretty much after she sees that book, she says, I don't really need these pointers, but maybe I'll keep it in mind towards my match on Friday, because on Friday we're getting Ruby Soho versus Statlander in the Owen Hart Women's Semifinals match. So, to me, this is a toss-up because Ruby could do it or Chris can do it. Because right after this, we get the first semifinal match of the Owen Hart Women's Tournament. We get Britt Baker versus Toni Storm. Winner goes to the finals of the Owen Hart Tournament. Now, these two ladies were doing their thing. They were going back and forth with it. I thought Toni was going to get that win. But then, like nearly towards the end of the match, Jamie Hayter comes out for support. At first, Britt was like, what are you doing? I don't need you out here. I was like, are they teasing a potential separation between these two? But then a few minutes later, as Britt has Toni rolled up towards the ropes, Jamie distracts the ref. Jamie's making all the records, and we see Britt holding on to the ropes. The ref doesn't see it because he's focused on Tony's shoulders. And then we get the 1, 2, 3. Britt gets the win, and she advances to the finals. Was it some tomfoolery involved? Yes. Was it expected? Yeah. Did I need it? No, not at all. But again, it's Brit, and again, it's really making me question. Like, okay, when are you gonna just say enough is enough? I don't need you or Rebel ringside. I can handle this on my own. Because I honestly think if Jamie was not there ringside, I think Tony would have got that win. And you could clearly see the frustration with Tony after the match. And if I was writing this, I'm like, all right, hey, we get it again. We get Tony versus Jamie, but this time a lengthier feud. It makes sense because they both don't like each other anyway, as it is. So, it was pretty interesting. I'll tell you all that. And then from there, we get the main event: Samoa Joe versus Kyle O'Reilly. Man, physical, technical, strong style. We saw it all. It was a good match. Good way to end the show too, because I mean, I said, the sentimental favorite was Samoa Joe, and he won. The curve would have been Kyle O'Reilly, but like myself, Mac, and GM have said, to make Kyle win would have made no sense. We just got this match in, from the NXT days. It wouldn't have made sense to see Kyle face Cole at Double or Nothing. Not happening. So Eddie, you saying you really think Jamie's going to turn on Britt? I don't know. I think it's going to be the other way around. I see Britt turning on Jamie because I think we might get a face Britt turn here, because I think in her eyes she's starting to really realize that always having help is hurting her more than it's helping her. So I don't know. I mean, because seeing the Jamie turn, I think that would be predictable. It was stiff. Okay, Eddie, you're saying Samoa and Kyle was super stiff. It was, but I think it's supposed to be that way. I mean, you got two wrestlers that are technically both beat up in their own right. You saw Kyle's back, man. That man's been cupping a lot. So he's dealing with some upper back and shoulder issues. Samoa's dealing with his elbow and shoulder from the previous weeks when he got that steel pipe from Jay Lethal. I did not expect it to wow me. I expected stiffness, and that's what I got. And I'm not mad at it because I mean, you got two wrestlers that's in the ring, man. They're technicians. They're submission artists at its finest. The only difference between Kyle and Samoa Joe is that Samoa he's a powerhouse. He has the strength on him, but Kyle has the ring IQ and the submission and skill sets. Those are the two big differences. And I personally enjoyed the match. I thought it was perfect in my opinion. So, when it's all said and done, Samoa Joe got the victory. But then at the end, Cole comes out to have the interaction. Question for me is, who wins? Do we get Adam Cole or do we get Samoa Joe? Now, my thing is I'm thinking that, I don't know. I think Cole gets the victory. I do. I really do. And then on the women's side, it doesn't matter who wins Friday. I think Britt takes it. And you get Cole and Britt both winning the men's and women's tournaments respectively. And I think that's how they're potentially writing this. But like I said, this was the last match of the night. That was AEW. And let me give you all my rating. I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised, but more importantly, this is what a go-home show is supposed to do. It's supposed to make you really buy in to the pay-per-view coming on the weekend. It's supposed to make you interested into these matches. Like I said, the ones I'm intrigued with the most is the triple threat tag team match between Jurassic Express, between Keith and Swerve, and Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks. I'm intrigued for, Thunder Rosa's match because I think they actually might do something with this and actually steal the show. And more important, I think my favorite thing is probably going to be Wardlow versus MJF because that is the match I'm the most excited about. Just because as a fan, for me personally, I'm just waiting for Wardlow to get this moment. I think this is it. So with that being said, I'm gonna just give Dynamite 4 out of 5 because I thought it was a really good show. I can't complain. Hey, what's going on, Young or Skinny? You caught me at the end because it's just me tonight. It's just me, but I appreciate having you on. Eddie, if you still on, man, how'd you feel about what was your ratings for AEW? Young Rich Skinny, if you watched it, what was your ratings? Before I get here, I'd love to hear from you both. But I mean, before I do get out of here, definitely, for all our loyal listeners, man, and YouTubers that are watching this, if you're trying to follow us on social media, on Facebook, follow us on Ringside Mayhem Podcast, on Twitter at RS Mayhem Pod, and most importantly on IG at Ringside Mayhem Pod. But then, if you only follow us on YouTube, I got to say that. All right, we're just gonna say you only watched a little bit, then turn to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I don't do Housewives. I can't do it, but I respect it. I respect you. I respect you. But that's good to know. So that means on Wednesdays, we got you. We got you. But back to it. If you're on YouTube, comment, like, share, subscribe, either to SSAW TV and also Ringside Mayhem Pod. Stay up on all the new episodes by clicking on notification bell. And you don't want to miss it because all the mayhem's there. You get to hear the hottest interviews, the hottest takes. Just pure entertainment at its finest. Young Rich, dang, you gave it a 1.5? Ugh, that's low. It's probably because it's not NXT and there's no Sophia, I'm presuming, right? That's just my thought process. And then you asking if Tony lost. Yes, she did lose. She definitely lost, unfortunately. I mean, the way they wrote it, you can definitely tell that she should have won, but they wanted to put Britt over. Well, Ringside family, I do appreciate y'all. And do us a favor. Get some merch. Get a sweatshirt, get a hoodie, get a tee, get a onesie. Go to whatamaneuver.net, look up Ringside Mayhem Podcast, go get that merch. We'd appreciate it. We appreciate all the support. Man, but this was fun. I mean, like I said, it was just me. I know y'all might be thinking it's a little quick, but when there's one person, you make the best of it. And I do appreciate Eddie, appreciate you, Young Rich Skinny. I appreciate you for hopping on, even if it's just for a quick second. But like we always say, tune in next time where all the mayhem goes down.